So this is my presentation on safer living and how to help the environment through everyday lives. So some of the things that I did to help with my, I guess, effects on the environment is I went from using heating and air conditioning to using blankets, more layers, hoodies, things like that. And then I used a fan to pull natural air into my room via just through a window. And I used a lot of things like that, extra blankets, so that I had no heat, no air conditioning in my dorm for the last, God, I don't know, 4 months. So I've done that. Another thing that I did was I used no plastic goods. So I used things such as my water bottle, and then plastic plates, and not plastic plates, like more than one multi-use plates and multi-use like forks and spoons and all that things, everything that I could reuse, so that I was eliminating the use of single-use plastic and things that I would use once and then throw away. And then I also did a lot of changes with walking rather than driving. I looked at, in my time before here and then in the beginning of coming here, I used 4 to 6 miles of gas per day driving, and I substituted that for walking, and I calculated that I walked 1 to 2 miles in a day rather than driving. And this helped to cut down a lot on my gas use every day, and it helped me to like average out a lot of how I was like walking and driving. And then I also did, this also was used using no extra energy, no carbon emission, nothing that was harmful to the environment, just a little bit of electricity, and everything else was super safe. So one of the goals that all of my projects fell under was goal number 7. And this helped to show affordable and clean energy by using a fan instead of AC. And then I also had goal number 11, which shows that you can be sustainable, and cities can be things that you don't, and cities can be sustainable. So these are just some goals that I know that I helped to talk about and hit on. This approach is one of the wicked problems of living with things that you deem a need when they're just a want. And this is kind of a wicked problem because there's no solution and no immediate like change to some of these things that you don't need but you want. And then I used a lot of things, I substituted a lot of things, and I tried to track how many miles I was driving or how many miles I was walking, how many times I was filling my water bottle up in a day, how many like times I was eating with the plates, and then how much my fan was being used and stuff like that. So my 3 pictures that I have, this is a picture of my walking log that I have on my phone, and this helps to show how many steps and how much I was walking on average every week. Then I also had a picture of the water bottle and the plate that I'm using. These were just the things that I tracked the most. And then I also had a picture of the fan that I used to help like cool my room and help to make it a lot better without AC and heat. This is the part of my log that I decided to use, and this kind of just described kind of what I was doing and how I was averaging out and measuring a lot of my different ways that I was helping to become more sustainable. I described how I would walk to class and walk to the Mac and walk to all my practices and stuff like that, and it averaged out to about 1.5 miles to 2 miles per day, which was about 30 minutes of walking. I also used the plastic water bottle and plastic plates and silverware, and I estimated that I was using 3 to 5 water bottles full of water per day instead of the average use, which was 12 water bottles per person in a single month, which were plastic. So I cut down on that a big time. And then also living without air conditioning and heat. This was pretty much 24 hours a day. And I would use a lot of things like fans and stuff like that. Some of the things that I've learned is I learned a lot of things about how being sustainable is super easily achievable. It's not something that takes a whole lot of work. It's not something that takes a whole lot of time. It's just a lot of little consistent things that you need to do throughout your day. And it's just a lot of stuff that you need to watch and kind of look over a lot more than you'd think you do. And then these are all of my sites. And I also wanted to try and keep living the sustainable life as long as I possibly can, drinking out of a water bottle versus single-use water, like a lot of things like that. Just trying to make a bigger difference than I realized I possibly could.